I'm going to start this video with something honest. Most men don't fear intimacy. They fear rejection. They fear that moment when they make a move and the woman pulls back, turns cold, or says something that instantly kills the vibe. But what if I told you something? There's a way to ask a woman for intimacy without sounding desperate, without pressure, and without facing rejection. A way that uses psychology. Not manipulation, not force, but understanding how women emotionally decide when they're ready and who they want to be ready with. And that's exactly what you're about to learn. Now, before we get deep into this, let me hook you in with something almost no one knows. Women don't reject intimacy. Women reject the feeling attached to it. If the emotional experience feels wrong, the answer is no. If it feels right, the answer comes naturally. And the trick you're about to learn makes it feel right. Now, let's go deeper. The foundation is understanding female decision-making. Every man who gets rejected for intimacy usually makes one of these mistakes. He asks too directly, too soon, with nervous energy, or without building emotional tension first. Here's the secret. Women don't decide intimacy logically. They decide emotionally. The moment she feels safe, understood, desired, but not pressured, and emotionally aligned, the door opens. So today, I'm going to give you a way to ask for intimacy without sounding needy, without making her uncomfortable, and without risking that cold rejection. But before we get into the techniques, let me explain something critical most men miss. Women experience desire differently than men. For most men, attraction is visual and immediate. You see someone attractive and your body responds instantly. But for women, attraction is layered. It builds through context, emotion, safety, and anticipation. This is why a woman can meet a man, feel nothing, and then weeks later feel completely drawn to him. It's not games. It's emotional buildup. Understanding this changes everything, because when you realize her desire builds over time, you stop rushing and start creating the conditions where her attraction naturally grows. Let's start with the most powerful principle. You never ask directly. Let me repeat that. You never ask a woman for intimacy directly. Women don't respond to direct proposals. They respond to emotional invitation. There's a massive difference. Asking directly creates pressure. Pressure creates resistance. Resistance turns into rejection. But when you invite emotionally and subtly, everything shifts. She doesn't feel forced. It feels natural. She feels like she's making the decision. And when a woman feels like it's her decision, she rarely rejects it. Think about the last time someone tried to sell you something aggressively. You pulled back, right? Even if you were interested, pressure killed it. Same with intimacy. When a man asks directly, he turns the moment into a transaction. But when you create an emotional invitation, you create a feeling, not a question. And feelings don't get rejected the same way questions do. Here's the psychology behind it. You give her space to walk into intimacy emotionally. You create an environment where she feels safe, connected, curious. Women say yes when three emotional switches turn on: safety, trust, and anticipation. If even one is missing, she holds back. Safety means she doesn't feel judged or pressured. Trust means your words match your actions. Anticipation is the buildup that makes intimacy feel exciting. Most men focus only on attraction and ignore these three. That's why things fail. Now the second technique, the soft withdrawal effect. Instead of leaning in, you gently lean out, not cold, not rude, just relaxed. This removes pressure and creates space for her to lean in. When she feels you're not trying to take something, she starts moving toward you on her own. That's when rejection disappears, because now it's her idea. Imagine you're sitting close, there's chemistry, the vibe is good. Most men push forward. Instead, you pause, lean back slightly, create space. Now she feels the absence of pressure and becomes aware of her own desire. She starts leaning in. That's the shift. Next, the third technique, the implanted thought. You don't ask, you suggest feelings. Say things like, I like how this feels. You're easy to be around. This feels natural. You're not asking for anything. You're planting a feeling. She begins to feel it more deeply, and intimacy becomes her idea. This works because you're putting words to emotions she's already experiencing. That creates alignment, and alignment is powerful. Next, masculine calm. Your energy matters more than your words. Masculine calm isn't being emotionless. It's being present, grounded, and not outcome dependent. If you're nervous, needy, or trying too hard, she feels it and closes off. If you're calm, she relaxes. And when she relaxes, she opens. Now, a key mistake most men make: never ask for a yes. Ask for a feeling. Instead of, do you want to? Say, does this feel right to you? Are you comfortable right now? This gives her emotional control. And when she feels in control, she feels safe. And when she feels safe, she chooses. Even if she hesitates, you haven't been rejected. You've been given information. Respond calmly, and she'll often lean in later. Next, mirror her energy. If she leans in, you lean in. If she touches you, you match it. If she slows down, you slow down, not more, not less. This creates alignment, and alignment builds intimacy naturally. Finally, the most powerful step: make it the moment's idea, not yours. Instead of asking, just acknowledge the moment. This feels really nice. This is a good moment. I like this energy. Now you're not pushing anything. You're letting the moment lead. And women follow emotion. When the moment feels right, intimacy happens naturally. No pressure, no awkwardness, no rejection.